video is on. Okay, so you can, maybe I'll do this and you can look at me here. The first question is, can you give me your name?
My name is Bimbo Oshobe, a resident of Badia East, a former resident of Badia East, an evictee.
And when were you evicted from Body East?
23rd of February 2013.
So when you answer the question, make sure you use my question. So, because my voice is going to be removed, so you need to say, I was evicted on. Otherwise, all we're going to hear is 23rd of February, and then we won't understand what you're talking. So, when were you evicted from Body East?
I was evicted from Badia East on February 2013.
Let's just do it again.
Okay.
So when were you evicted from Body East?
I was evicted from Badia East on the 23rd of February 2013.
And what happened on that day?
What actually happened was we saw some bulldozer in the community, and we thought that they were coming to use it to clear the World Bank project that was on, which was the LMDGP. They are trying to do sewage where water can be flowing through. So that was what most of us thought they came for, but rather it was a different thing entirely. When we were called by some of the community members that saw the bulldozer in the community, that there are some bulldozer in the community, and it was an environmental day actually. So some of us rushed out to go and see what was happening. But the most shocking thing was that before, it was not quite long after I was already outside, because I was tying wrapper above my chest. I wasn't wearing any clothes. So what I saw was they were demolishing houses. By the time I'll get back to my place to see if I can save some things, they've already got into my place. And it was the neighbors that helped me bring out my children.
And was there any notice or relocation or compensation before the demolition happened?
Well, there was nothing of that sort because we are not given notice.
So just use my question in
There
your
was
answer.
no notice whatsoever. We are not given any notice. And there was nothing like relocation. At the same time, before the whole place was demolished, there was nothing like compensation.
And what did it take to get compensation from the inspection panel, from the World Bank process?
It took us, what it took was the processing was long, and then civil rights society people were coming in, the NGOs, Amnesty International came in, a lot of people. Sarah himself brought in some people, because when some of our boys were angry at what was going on, Sarah was the one that calmed us down, that we should not fight with anybody, because some boys were arrested along the line, the ones that the heat was forced on, and the police were shouting, if you love your life, move out. Most of the houses that the bulldozer could not get to, they were using sledgehammers to break them down. So there was nothing like notice. And it took a year after the incident, that was a year plus, before we were given anything at all. And I wouldn't call that compensation, because for somebody that has a house that contains 10 rooms and then 2 shops, some have 12 with 2 shops, some have more than even 20 rooms, and they were only given 309,580, which the bank that we were asked to go and register then was going to take their own share. So what can 309 do? And most of us, more especially me, I was already in debt that time that I have to pay off, because we are all expecting that it will come, and it took a long time. It took a long time. Press were shouting. People from all over the world came, did their interview. Amnesty International, they were on ground. And we had justice and empowerment initiatives. Then they were always on ground, and they brought in many people to come and interview us to see in what way they can help us to get something, at least for us to be able to, for the life to continue to move on.
And in what way was the World Bank involved in the demolition and the process in the aftermath?
World Bank was involved because the projects that our houses were demolished for was a World Bank project, which was the sewage I talked about initially. And after so many cries from people all over the world, the World Bank set an inspection panel, which what they said was not meant, because we were told, we were asked to sign some documents which Lagos State were the ones that filled, that they did not even allow us to see the content. What they only told us is that this is the place you're going to sign. We didn't know we were signing our right out. It was after a long period, after the whole exercise, that we now saw from, I don't know how this thing got out, but somebody sneaked it out. And then we read it, and then they asked us that we should not ask for anything anymore. So, and I don't know what 309 could do for anybody. Along the line, during that demolition, a lot of things happened. People died. There was a woman in our community that had triplets. She went to give birth, and before she came back, she discovered that her house was gone. And there was no help forthcoming. She lost the 3 children, and she became insane. Up till now, she's still along that rail. She's known as Mama Blimey, and she's still on that rail, still insane. In my own case, I have to divide my children here and there, and up till now, things are still not okay. Many people are still sleeping outside.
Good. What are the World Bank safeguard policies?
What the World Bank safeguard, and one thing I know is, another thing that I come to know about World Bank safeguard policy is that World Bank, that is, we have never heard of anything World Bank than the first time that they came, which was 2012. They just came, the Lagos State people came to set fire, that's sky. They came to set fire on people's houses. That time it didn't even have any meaning to me, because I was not affected. I did not even know anything about it. And then this time around again, it was after the demolition that we are hearing about World Bank safeguard policy. And what their policy says is that they want to eradicate poverty. But instead, they bring more poverty, because somebody that you take away the home from, you strip naked. Because to me, when it happened, it's just like a woman that gives birth, and along the line, you discover that you did not even see that child that you suffered to carry for 9 months. The child died along the line. So where is the joy? We've been working for years. These are the little things that we have been able to gather, and along the line, everything just vanished like that, and we were stripped naked. I call it naked because after it happened, there was no clothes to wear, not even for my children. I have to share my children, and many people died in the course of all these things that happened. So if World Bank is to do anything, I think they should have come straight to meet with the community members that it was going to affect, do the normal something like taking people, that's relocating people, giving them adequate compensation, and again providing transportation to where they will be taken to. Because somebody that does not have money, that was completely ripped of the business and everything that you have, how do they expect the person to move? So they more or less turn many into begging on the street and sleeping on the street. And the more they do such things, they create more slums. Because if you want to upgrade slum, we are not saying that they should not do slum upgrading, but there are processes that are supposed to be taken, which the World Bank said, which was not followed. And from what I've seen so far, because even after my own community, I still have opportunity to go to some other community. Many people were not relocated and they were not settled. So if World Bank is doing any project, World Bank should follow their safeguard policy, not creating poverty. They should try to eradicate the poverty that they said they want to eradicate. And whoever they are giving money for projects, they should follow and see that adequate compensation, adequate, all the things that they said should be done. And they should have a sort of agreement binding the person that they are giving money to do something better for the people of the community. They should reach out to the community, reach out to the NGO, not to the government, because the government can decide to do whatever they like, and that is what the government is doing. Our government are not even helping issues, because they believe that they should throw out people, do whatever they like, and even if people die, it does not concern them, because it's not their family that are there. So I think a lot of things still need to be corrected in that area, and this is part of what made me to become a volunteer today, to continue to ring out the bell to everybody that come out. If you hear anything, even if it is ordinary rumors, let us work towards it before they destroy things, because they have destroyed many lives.
Great. So let me just